Pokémon, a franchise that took the world by storm and defined the childhoods of many. It has only gotten more popular with time, but what was Pokémon like way back then? More specifically, how has competitive Pokémon changed over the years for those striving to be the very best? Now that is exactly what we are here to find out. In this series, Jeexx and I will embark on an adventure to be the very best, exploring through time and space to rediscover Pokémon's past formats. In each episode, both of us will bring two teams and battle it out in a best of 3 match, and the one who wins with both teams first is crowned the champion of the episode. We hope you enjoy this trip to Pokemon's evolution with us. Welcome to the Pokemon Progression Series, A Journey Through Time. The second generation, Gold, Silver and Crystal, based in Johto region, which itself is based on the Kansai region of Japan, capitalized on the resounding success of the first one and was actually supposed to be the end for Pokemon initially. Staying very similar, while also fixing many of the broken things present in the first generation, like partial trapping moves like Wrap Bind, Fine Fire Spin, balancing out the type chart with buffs to Ghost and Fighting and nerfs to Psychic, as well as some other changes, and splitting the special stat into Special Attack and Special Defense, among other changes. Still, the largest and most impactful were definitely the addition of 2 new types, Dark and Steel, as well as the addition of held items, although the pool was still fairly small, as well as the addition of 100 new Pokemon. It also made crit chance now truly random instead of being impacted by the speed stat and added some very keen moves, some of them which included Spikes, Sleep Talk, Hidden Power, and Pursuit. Guys and gals, welcome back to the Pokemon Progression Series and welcome to Generation 2. I'm really excited to be in Generation 2. I think even stuff here will get a little stale because of things that we'll see in the future. As we go on, but I think like being out of the RNG first partial trapping hell that was Generation 1, I'm very happy. For today, I once again am presenting you with 2 teams, and I'll be honest, these 2 teams have been constructed mostly to showcase stuff about Gen 2, because there have been a decent bit of changes going from Gen 1 to Gen 2, and obviously I listed most of them in the generational intro, but we will talk about them here as well. For the first team, we have Cloyster, Gengar, Tyranitar, Skarmory, Zapdos, and Snorlax. And as you can see, 5 of our 6 Pokemon are holding the leftovers. And obviously, one big thing for Generation 2, it introduces the held items. Most of them are pretty bad, like you have basically a bunch of items that give you a 10% boost to one type of a move, or you can give them a scope lens to fish for crits, or you can give them what is essentially a Chesto Berry or a Lumberry, which are Mint Berry and Miracle Berry in Generation 2. But those are mostly the useful ones apart from leftovers. But leftovers is by far the best one and what you're gonna be seeing on most of our Mons throughout the generation. But as a result of held items being added, a move like Thief is also introduced, where if the user has no held item, it steals the targets. Now, as much as I wanted to go all in on this Thief strategy and have like 3 Thief users to potentially just nab Jeexx's leftovers, I wanted to highlight more things, and like Thief is not the most commonly distributed move, so I decided to just throw it on Gengar, who also works actually really well as a spin blocker. So another thing added is obviously hazards, as being spikes in Generation 2, and only 1 layer of spikes is able to be placed on Generation 2. But as a result of spikes being introduced, Rapid Spin is also there, where you can spin away stuff like, obviously, traps or Leech Seed, but also any hazards. And as a result, obviously, spin blocking is not as important because it's just 1 layer spikes for now, but still, like, spin blocking essentially means blocking your opponent from rapid spinning, which means using a Ghost type, because obviously you cannot rapid spin against a Ghost type. That's what we have Gengar here for. And then Gengar's other stuff, Destiny Bond, Ice Punch, and Thunderbolt, we just have a coverage, but finally our coverage moves are 100% accurate, so we're gonna have to hope that we're hitting stuff like Blizzards. As for Cloyster, it's just a very tanky Mon. It has access to both Rapid Spin and Spikes itself, and then we also have Toxic and Surf. Next thing, we have a Tyranitar here, and Tyranitar has Pursuit, Rock Slide, Roar, and Fire Blast. And this is once again like 2 different moves that are unique to Gen 2. Roar being what we call a phasing move. I'm pretty sure Roar and Whirlwind were a thing in Generation 1, but Generation 1, they don't do anything in actual battles, only against wild Pokemon. But now they actually are, I want to say -6 in the priority bracket, and they just make your opponent switch out. And obviously with hazards, if you're constantly switching out your Pokemon, then you're taking a lot of damage. And that's also what we have like a spin blocker here, folks. Even though only 1 layer spikes, if we can block Jeexx from rapid spinning, like the chip is gonna add up, especially when we're in a very tanky meta with probably everything or carrying leftovers. And another move, and one of my favorite moves ever in Pokemon, is Pursuit. Pursuit is such a cool move where it's only, once again, just like Thief, only 40 base power, dark type move. But if your opponent switches out, this deals double damage, and it deals the damage before your opponent switches out. So unless it's a switch out prediction, let's say you switch into an Alakazam with Tyranitar. Now they're in a predicament, because it's like, okay, I obviously want to switch out, I'm against a dark type. If I switch out, I might be getting hit by 80 base power on my switch out, that is super effective, potentially just kills me. If I stay in, I'm staying in on the dark type, and he can just click something like Crunch on me. Pursuit is such a cool move. And then we just have Fire Blast for coverage here, and Rock Slide, like this mostly to hit something like Fortress, which is really good. Fortress and Cloyster being like the best spikers in Gen 2 OU. And then Rock Slide, obviously just the strongest move that Tyranitar can carry. Stone Edge is not out yet, unfortunately. But also it's 80 base power move, so I'm happy about using this. Then we have Skarmory. Skarmory also is carrying a phasing move in the form of Whirlwind. Then we have Drill Peck, Curse, and Rest. Unfortunately, I do not have Sleep Talk on Skarmory. I was contemplating running it, but I ended up instead wanting to go for Whirlwind. But Skarmory is very good, like defensively. Obviously, something that can hit it with an electric move on the special side can deal with it. But we have ways to deal with that, like we can Rock Slide stuff like Zapdos and the likes, and after we get rid of them, like something like a Skarmory with Whirlwind, Drill Peck, Curse, and Rest is so insanely hard to remove, especially with leftovers recovery. If we get 1 or 2 Curse boost on, then we can just start drill pecking and picking up KOs. Zapdos. Zapdos has access to Whirlwind, but decided against using it instead. Like, once again, we have a coverage in the form of basically a Blitzbolt coverage, where basically it's just Electric and Ice being like one of the single best coverages offensively, in the form of having 2 different moves. And Hidden Power, introduced in Generation 2 and initially actually has 70 base power. Basically means that any Pokemon can have access to coverage as long as they're willing to capitalize on some of their IVs. Hidden Power Ice, you don't need to do that. Actually, yeah, no, sorry. Our defense needs to be too lower to give us Hidden Power Ice. This stuff here doesn't matter because Showdown luckily does it for you. But the HP Ice gives us very well needed coverage. And then Rest Sleep Talk. And Rest Sleep Talk is so insanely good in Generation 2. It's basically just, it means that you have a 2 out of 3 chance, because Sleep Talk can't pick itself, of attacking while you're asleep. And the thing why Sleep Talk is so good with Rest is because obviously with Rest you always know that you're gonna sleep for 2 turns. So you know that, okay, I click Rest, then I have 2 turns when I'm clicking Sleep Talk, and then I know I'm gonna be waking up on the following turn. So this just means that a lot of Mons have access to a lot of longevity when Rest and Sleep Talk and Leftovers are there, which means that we're probably gonna be seeing stuff like this a lot. Finally, Snorlax, arguably one of the single most powerful Mons in all of Gen 1. Gen 2 OU, sorry. I mean, even in Gen 1. But in Gen 2, it continues to be an absolute menace. This time, thanks to the Rest Sleep Talk set. I have decided to go with Curse and Double Edge. I was contemplating instead going for Earthquake and Double Edge to have access to a move that actually hits stuff like Gengar, but I decided that instead with stuff like Pursuit on Tyranitar, like I would attempt to remove the ghost types first and then just go to town when, like, if there are no immunities or resistances, we can just go to town with this. So that's the first team. It's basically, like I said, it's just there to highlight a lot of the cool changes in Generation 2. And the second team also highlights some cool things about Generation 2, but I'm already at 9 minutes. I knew this was going to be longer because I'm going to be talking about like mechanics like that, but still, we have a Fortress. Like I said, the other best spinner, like 3 out of 4 moves are the exact same as with, what's his face? With Cloyster. Another move that like would be good here is Explosion, but going for a Hidden Power Ghost means that we can hit Gengar for super effective. Obviously, Earthquake also does that, but it has the added benefit of hitting Misdreavus, which is another ghost type here, and obviously, like, those being the only 2 ghost types, and like ghost types being the only way to block Rapid Spin, for this one, I really want to be able to spin away the spikes, because I have no flyers that avoid them. So we picked Hidden Power Ghost to be able to hit the Mons that want to be blocking my spin. And the thing here is that because I want to be spinning away the spikes, I don't really want to explode, because the moment I explode means that I don't have access to Fortress's Rapid Spin anymore. After that, like, we can even like stack this because we have other spinners here as well. Like, you saw the title of the team was Triple Spin, so I do have also Golem as well as Starmie with Rapid Spin. Said Golem carries now the said Explosion, also a phasing move in Roar, and then Earthquake to hit anything else. And then Starmie here with Recover, Thunder Wave, and Surf. It's more of a utility set. And this set is this team is trying to set up Marowak, as we'll cover in a little bit. And the reason why I chose Marowak is because there's a really funny interaction in Generation 2 with Marowak, as we'll cover shortly. If we have Executor, sorry, with Psychic, Giga Drain, Sleep Powder, and Explosion. More status here. Once again, finally, Giga Drain is actually a better move. We don't need to be using Mega Drain if we actually want to have access to a Grass type move. So finally can have that. I was contemplating on instead using Hidden Power Grass here, because obviously it's 10 base power stronger. But I decided that for stuff like Golem and even like other ground types, like Giga Drain should be enough. So I'd rather go for that. And then we have Raikou here with Thunderbolt, Hidden Power, Ice, Roar, and Rest. The same idea kind of as I explained with the other team with Skarmory, where it's relatively tanky, this time on the special defense side, but also has like good base HP, has the good coverage, and then like after stuff is there, we can then start picking up KOs, but also like I just have the longevity here for Rest. And then Marowak. So I told you that the items for Generation 2 are mostly leftovers, the couple berries, and then like some, like, for example, like something like Raikou or Zapdos would actually do pretty well with something like Magnet, because usually they just want to be clicking Thunderbolt. But there are also, I think 5 different Pokemon-specific items. Light Ball for Pikachu, Lucky Punch for Chansey, Metal Powder for Ditto, Stick for Farfetch'd, and Thick Club for Marowak. Lucky Punch and Metal Powder are memes, but the other 3 are actually pretty decent. And Thick Club doubles Marowak's attack, which, like, base 80 is nothing crazy, but base 80 is doubled, becomes the biggest attack stat with, I think, any Pokemon has access to. And you can see here, we have 13 attack IVs. Like, now we are carrying Hidden Power Bug, which also does that. But additionally, the thing about Swords Dance and stat raising moves in Generation 2 is if we Swords Dance while wielding a Thick Club and we have maximum 15 DVs, we are actually going over the cap of 999 attack. and the game will set us to like 10 attack or something, which literally means that no matter what Pokemon we're hitting, we are doing 1 point of damage. Because like obviously singles is level 100 format, with like 10 attack stats, you're not doing damage to anyone. So it's a pretty funny interaction, which means that we need to have 13 attack DVs. Otherwise, after Swords Dancing, we can't touch anything. Which is something that obviously I need to keep in mind, that like no matter what, like we never want to Swords Dance more than once. But I thought it's a cool interaction, and Swords Dance, obviously. Swords Dancing once with a Thick Club, we have the max attack possible in the entire game. And after that, like having access to the coverage of Earthquake, Rock Slide, and Hidden Power Bug, all coming on the physical side, means that we can just wall break anything with Marowak and just sweep from there. So that's what we're carrying like the Thunder Waves and Sleep Powders here for. That's why we really want to keep hazards off our field. Like the idea here is to just end game sweep with Marowak. Marowak is like one of my favorite ground types of all time. It's just basically never, apart from I think Gen 2, like been very good. So I wanted to highlight it for not only because it's genuinely a good mon for this format, but also for the funny interaction with how the mechanics of the game works. But yeah, really lengthy team breakdown. Hopefully I won't have as lengthy team breakdowns in the future. I recorded this actually way ahead of us like doing the episode. But I got really excited to highlight these teams after I recorded the Generation 2 intro. So that's why I wanted to do these now. Hopefully you enjoyed my team breakdown. Hopefully you enjoyed Jeexx's as well. And I'm very excited for these games. So afterwards, we will see you in the battle zone. So see you there.
We're doing Gen 2, right? Gen 2's happening. We Gen 2 gaming, fellas. I need to double check that my teams don't accidentally contain dupes. I made 2 different sets of teams, because originally I was going to be like, I'm not going to play Caesar, because I'm going to play Caesar in the lower tier, because Caesar is in the lower tier, rather than being in OU. But it turns out, Caesar is UUBL, which means that he's essentially OU. Great. Fun. So yeah, here we have 2 sets of teams. I'm going to just talk about the 2 ones that I'm going to be using. We have Fortress with Spikes, Rapid Spin, Explosion, Hidden Power Bug specifically because I didn't have a bug move on it, and I felt like having a bug stab move could probably be worth it. I could also see an argument to be made for like anything else really. I just felt like, well, I can't see. I don't want to use Sunny Day, right? I don't really want to be running a Sunny Day move because I'm going to be running water types in this team, even though like weakening water types is going to be a decent bonus. I also kind of wanted to start off with Raikou originally, or even like Vaporeon, running a Rain Dance set on that, but I kind of passed on that. Oh, this is supposed to be a different move now, actually. This was supposed to be something else entirely. I forgot what. Whatever, man. Doesn't matter. And then, yeah. But yeah. Fortress with Spikes, Rapid Spin, Explosion, Hidden Power Bug. Specifically leading with it so that I can get Spikes off on turn 1, most likely. Raikou is in here for the Vaporeon and... Well, not the Vaporeon, but like for the Rain Dance stuff with Thunder. Because I think this Thunder hitting stab, 100% accuracy, will be pretty strong. I even have Magnet on him specifically to enable this. I have Skarmory in here. Skarmory is going to be really weak to the Thunder thing specifically as well, because it's, a wind type. I have Whirlwind in here to kind of check sweepers, prevent sweeping from happening. I just want to Whirlwind you out at some point, mayhaps if you're setting up with something like, I don't know, if I can curse Umbreon with Substitute or some shit, I don't know. But yeah, then we have Pursuit and Steelwing and Drill Peck. Steelwing and Drill Peck are here for attacking moves with Stab, and Pursuit is in here because I think being able to just swap my Skarmory in on a Psychic type and then clicking Pursuit, assuming that they're gonna swap, is pretty strong. Right on with Earthquake, EQ, Blizzard, Flamethrower, Rock Slide. This is pretty similar to what Gen 1 was essentially running. I think I'll swap the Blizzard for an Ice Beam still. But like, yeah, Flamethrower and Ice Beam specifically for coverage, right? and 100% accuracy this time around, because I'm not going to be fucking around with no 70% accuracy moves anymore. Rock Slide because of having Stab on it. That's about it. Vaporeon, Baton Pass, Rain Dance, Surf, Ice Beam. I think I was gonna swap Baton Pass for something else, but I completely don't remember what, so I'm just gonna put a random ass move on it. I'm gonna give it Haze. There we go. The original idea or intent was having Curse on it and having like Curse, Rain Dance, and Surf, and then a Baton Pass to just, do that. Press Rain Dance, press Curse, or press Acid Armor, and then use Rain Dance, swap to like, I don't know, Raikou, and then go ham. Start me with Thunder Wave, Psychic, Surf, Rapid Spin. This is mostly just like if I happen to lose my Fortress, I can no longer use Rapid Spin. My Rapid Spin is completely out of the rotation, and obviously I have Explosion on it, so I kind of intend to do that. So the plan would be to explode on whatever that I'm attacking, and then swap into whatever else happens to be good at that time. Then we have the second team, which has Cloyster, Executor, Suicune, Tyranitar, Umbreon, and Caesar. Again, Blizzard Explosion, Rain Dance Spikes, Ancient Power Giga Drain Psychic Stun Spore, Blizzard Rain Dance Surf Rest, Ancient Power Crunch Earthquake Curse, Toxic Rest Pursuit Curse, Baton Pass Sword Stance Hidden Power Bug, and Steel Wing. Now, the main idea here being I'm gonna at some point be able to swap into Scizor. I'm gonna be clicking Sword Stance. Depending on what Weebfox has going, he's probably gonna try to obviously get a fire move on this thing. Hopefully I'll just get to click on another Sword Stance and then maybe swap out. I think that's very unlikely. I think anything that he would be playing that it has fire type moves will be faster. So I'll probably be just doing a Sword Stance and then Baton Passing into like Tyranitar and just trying to go ham with like EQ Ancient Power. Yeah. I think I was supposed to put like a Rapid Spinner in here, but I completely forgot, and I don't think I'm gonna actually. I mean, two of these have Rain Dance again. I mean, I might as well. I'll just swap this into. This is essentially. It's the same set. It's just the same set again. But I think having Blizzard on him is pretty valuable. Although I already have Blizzard on Suicune, so maybe I could run a second Rain Dance. The Rain Dance like isn't really relevant for this, other than like reducing the fire damage dealt to Scizor. Like I don't know if I didn't calc anything for this. I haven't had the time. I haven't had the opportunity to do that. So I'm mostly just worried that Rain Dance with Scizor isn't gonna do anything. It's not gonna be relevant. But yeah, that about does it. Hopefully these matches go all right. And good luck with the games.
Start this all already. But, are you excited for Gen 2? Finally?
I am.
It feels like it's been a long time coming, only because,
Yeah. This is what all feeling has words, right?
Oh, sorry?
The catharsis of getting
Wait.
That is.
Oh, give me a second. You're cutting off like crazy.
I think it might just be because of my my push to talk button.
Gotcha.
Not me, like I think it has like some kind of a what's it called, a contact error. Because this is like the button that I press the most on my mouse, so it's eventually gonna wear it. Obviously,
I see.
It's an optical switch, so.
But now it sounds perfectly fine. Yeah. Wow. I've been looking forward to this. I feel like it's gonna be, at least comparatively to what we've had to endure, a lot of fun, and I'm especially like excited for this first episode to get to hopefully get to show all the wonky Gen 2 stuff.
Very excited.
Yippee. Wow. But I slept for 5 hours, so I'm a little bit eepy, but hopefully that doesn't matter.
Hell yeah, we're even.
You also sleep deprived?
No, I was on a hike for like 4 hours.
Oh yeah, I guess that's fair.
So it's even now.
I have a mental fatigue, you have physical fatigue.
Yeah.
Now we will see which one matters. matters the most? Oh yeah, let me.
You know,
Yeah. Validate my team.
I want you to start recording, by the way. Assuming you're all recording. By
Oh
the way,
yeah,
right?
I did start recording. Yeah.
Yeah. So, it has come to light that the gorilla, in fact, cannot take 100 men.
It is true. There have been
It is very
multiple
unfortunate.
very credible sources being like
Very
essentially nah, y'all smoking. How the fuck would the gorilla be?
But did they take into account the gorilla gun or the gorilla tricks or the super gorilla? I don't think that. I think they need to reevaluate the gorilla versus 100 men matchup after they take into account all the secret bloodline techniques that the gorillas have access to.
I think
Just saying.
I think the threat of the Super Saiyan isn't that scary until someone actually turns up to be a Super Saiyan, you know.
You know, just saying, guys, the gorilla could go Super Saiyan. You don't know. You've never seen it happen.
By the time this comes out, because it's gonna be like later
2
next week, like this is gonna be so outdated. And you
Yeah.
know, since we are on outdated stuff, we're pouring money on the Joe. The agency represent Joey Pokeaim in his first ever VGC regional top 8. My goat.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, basically, Joe's basically like the goat of singles. Like that's if I'm thinking like competitive singles, like it's been Pokeaim, it's been Joey for so long. Obviously, there was Joey and like Blender. Blender is so fucking funny, man. Watching through his eyes, it was basically like dude was popping off in every single play for his boy. But mostly just it's super sick to see like one of the most prevalent like singles players like go to a VGC tournament and in his first ever VGC tournament make top 8, which is pretty damn sick.
Banging. That's sick. Congrats to that guy. Yeah, happy for it.
Calling Joey that guy's so disrespectful, man. That's fucked up.
I don't play this game.
That's fair. That's why we're here to.
That's why we're here.
Play the game, but also like I'm not there for the spoilers, but also hi to Jeexx's chat. Sorry I didn't say it at the start. Hopefully you all are chilling. But is there anything you want to get off your chest before we get started, and we can then do more yapping afterwards? Otherwise,
man,
oh,
I didn't get to play my theme song this Monday. Just saying.
Damn. Tough.
Tough.
That's how it be. But
bro scooped before I got to play my themes.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. Heroes are gonna come back anyway. So. But yeah, that's not here nor there.
Yeah, I mean.
But maybe you should watch the previous week's Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning Journey episode to gain more context on the gorilla bit. Just saying.
Previous? I mean, it's gonna be it's gonna go up. Like from our recording like the next Monday, and then this is gonna go up on that week's
is it
Thursday?
Friday. Go
probably
back
Friday.
And watch that episode.
So it's actually, if there's anything in between, it's gonna be a Digimon upload, which actually most likely will be there. But too many things going on, man.
Hell yeah! Time to get on with this thing then.
Yeah. Sounds good. So I will send you a challenge. Remember to validate your teams, and I will see you afterwards. So I will definitely.
Bro, what do you mean it's incompatible?
Again, no shot.
Dude, that's insane. Every time. Every time I'm like, dude, this is a banging set. I'm gonna pick this shit. The game's like, no, no, bro.
It's been 0 days since Jeexx has tried to cheat.
Has it?
Guess so. But
I haven't tried to cheat a single time.
I'll send you the challenge invite and I'll see you after the games. Alright. And we are defined in. Before we pour money on the Johto, let's see if we can pick up a dubski in Generation 2 OU. Generation 2, like Generation 1, because it's the first time, like the first generation, like I've had a lot of like stuff just through osmosis. But for, okay, bad matchup. This is, I would have loved to see Cloyster versus Cloyster. I was thinking of going this, like, literally to be able to trade things here. But now the question here is he carrying Toxic? Because if I just immediately spin here, are we chilling? My deals for this are unfortunately not great. He's not exploding. He's most likely clicking Toxic. And we can push a trap with this, but I don't know how valuable that is. I'm predicting Toxic. We'll go Gengar here. We'll take a little bit of, obviously, Spike Chip here. Yeah, we are immune to this thing. And now we will take away his leftovers. Or if he's switching to something, then the incoming leftovers. But him not going for Toxic there tells me that he's most likely just carrying Explosion and probably Hidden Power. We can also check for Hidden Power ground here. It's not gonna Oko me, and if I can Destiny Bond this, then that's fine. Okay, taking this thing's lefties is actually really nice. Now, what is this thing gonna do to me? It might carry Hidden Power ground, but once again, like, there's no way it Okos me. Even if it's max attack, I could calc that, but I don't feel like calcing yet, so I'll just click Thunderbolt. We'll see if he's offensive. Okay, he's definitely offensive. Yeah, Pursuit ain't gonna do jack shit there. Now, the question is, am I calling out a swap? I know Ice Punch isn't gonna kill, but we'll click Ice Punch regardless. Yeah, he goes into a ground type, and the crit mattered there, but we would outspeed anyway, and we could kill him next turn. So in a way, it doesn't matter. And this thing probably also carries Rapid Spin. We could go for Cloyster to Toxic this thing, which actually wouldn't be too bad. But I think I'm just gonna stay in a Thunderbolt. We're faster, right? No, we are actually slower. Do I stay in a Destiny Bond? I'm gonna go Cloyster here, calling out. No, he wouldn't Rapid Spin on a Gengar. No way. He's definitely the Psychicking. Psychic isn't gonna kill me though. This is the easy swap. Do I just take the... Yeah, no, we'll go Zapdos. I feel like Zapdos is the, like, easy swap. I don't see him... He could have HP Ice on this thing, though. We could also trap it with this, but I feel like Gengar's done a lot. I don't really... Like, I'd like to keep it alive, though. And I want to keep Cloyster alive for that. We could also go for... Snorlax and start cursing, but I want to know the rest of his team first. Okay, goes into this thing. We don't have the greatest ways to hit this thing, unfortunately, but at the same, like, he's gonna be Rapid Spinning here, and the question is, do I go into something to deal with that, or do I... I'll just click Thunderbolt, I think. He gets the spikes off the field, which is a little annoying, but we're, like, up on Mons, we're up on life. Like, I think we're in a pretty good position regardless, so... Yep, he gets to spin them away. I don't think he's gonna be carrying two ground types. If he has, then that's perfectly fine. Then it's extra valuable for us to have a Cloyster here. But we'll still click Thunderbolt. It's a roll, whether he dies to this or not. But if he lets this thing die, then most likely spikes are here to stay. I don't think he would... would he? Maybe he is carrying Rapid Spin on Starmie. We'll see. Is everything just a taco? It is. But with his ground type dead, presumably the only ground type, yeah. Like I said, that's a damage roll. Now the question is he... Okay. What would this thing be carrying? And can it actually beat us? Because I'm pretty sure, like, I have this It could be roaring, but I don't really care. I don't mind revealing hidden power eyes at this point. I don't think I want to swap and give him momentum. Does it get calm mind yet is the only thing that I'm curious about. It doesn't. It's most likely carrying hidden power ice if he's bringing it in like this. Skarmory is slow enough that we could just go into this thing, but like he's always clicking ice, hidden power ice here. We're gonna go into lax here, taking a little bit of chip. Crunch. Huh? Is he physical? Well, that's the freest curse of my life. Like, Skarmory got his leftovers taken away. Alright, so he's gonna be now clicking Thunder. What is a crunch physical? We're in Gen 2. Yeah, I'm stupid for that. We could go for another curse, but I think I'd rather just click double edge here. I could do calcs, but I feel like, I don't know. I don't feel like doing calcs right now. If we lose because I'm not doing calcs, then hey, that's perfectly fine. I feel like when I'm up, I'm going to avoid doing calcs if it gives him an opportunity to also come back. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Doesn't pick up the KO. He will go for another Thunder here. Unless he gets a crit, he won't kill us. We'll go for a rest. He does get the para. And we don't get full parrot, so that's good. Now we're doing this. There's 2 more turns of rate. He basically needs a crit here. If we get, yeah, okay. Double edge is the like best way there, so we definitely got lucky. That's a 33% chance, obviously, for that to happen. And the last thing is a Vaporeon. How is this thing gonna hit us, though? Oh, he's carrying Haze Waste. That's fucking sick. All right, then double edge. We definitely don't need lax anymore, so I think I'm just gonna stay in and keep clicking double edge. I'm assuming he has toxic though, but at this point, like, we can just come in and on Zapdos and just click Thunderbolt on everything, and we should be good on that. If he has HP Ice on Starmie, it could get dicey, but we still have Gengar for stuff. Now he's definitely bringing in Starmie here. I could have also rested there to guarantee the win, but I figured that I don't really need to do that. This thing, he might get clicking Pursuit, but this thing coming in is actually, I think, a little weird. He also hasn't even seen like my Skarm or my Pursuit Trapper in Tyranitar. So we're chilling, which is kind of annoying if we don't get to showcase Pursuit Trapping, but obviously like he also always showed Pursuit, so. Stilling, yeah, that's resisted. This first game should be wraps, like. I actually think that us taking this thing's lefties was so huge. Because like there's nothing this thing can do to one-shot us. So we're basically, if we get para, it's immediately game over, but we also have a Destiny Bond, so it should be curtains anyway. And yeah, that's going to be GG for the first game. Pretty clean play. We didn't lose them on. We didn't even have to use T-Tar or what's his face? Skarmory to do really any of the phase shenanigans. So pretty solid there. But now the question is, can we do that again? I feel like my first team is definitely better. I feel like this is just here to highlight Marowak, and now we basically know that he's going into to be starting with his Spiker as well, right? It's gonna be Cluster, yeah. And now here he assumes that we're trading spikes, but instead I will actually start by clicking Toxic. Getting Toxic on this thing is actually really nice, because like this way I don't risk like anything else, and he can't beat me 1v1. All right, so this thing will be clicking. I don't have a way to deal with this thing, huh? I'm realizing now that my way to deal with Scizor doesn't exist. My team is actually really fucking bad against Scizor. We could go into Golem, I think, or we could T-Wave this thing. I think I'll just go into here to T-Wave, but he's setting a Surge here. Yep, that is obvious, but Scizor doesn't get like priority stuff. He can kill us with the obvious bug move, but I think getting on the paralysis on this thing is valuable. And if he switches out here to call out the Thunder Wave, that's still fine, because then he's going into a ground resist, and then we get to click Surf. All right. And now the question here is which HP that is. I'm almost certain it's HP bug, but obviously we are not 100% sure. The issue here is obviously that he has a lot of ways to hit this thing with probably Steel Wing, but I still think we go into Golem regardless. Yeah, we go into Golem here. Are we going to be slower than him? And do I want to get chip on this thing or switch it out? I think I'd rather phase it out with Roar. And baby, now you... Is it going to be Bleach lyrics? I just see and number one. And, well, that's unfortunate for him. Okay, yeah, it's... And baby, now you feel like number one. Alright, this thing obviously... Now the question is he predicting here? Because like, I'm in a 4x week situation. There is no way he's gonna expect me to stay in, right? This genuinely might be a game-losing play, but I'm so weak against this team. I'm making a super hard call out that he's gonna predict me to switch out here. If he puts something to sleep, I would rather this thing go to sleep. So I'm going to stay in and Roar. I'm going to call out him either going for Sleep Powder or predict. He's not clicking a Grass move here, is what I'm calling him out on. And do I want to Explode or Roar? If I get hit by Psychic, I think I would rather Explode. Would I? Fuck it. I'm going to call out here. This is the stuff that's interesting also about us, because like now when we played like 6 games, Stun Spore, alright. And now this thing comes in. Now this thing can click Surf here. Am I assuming that he's gonna click Surf is the question. And I think yes. This thing doesn't take that much about Explosion, but I'm quickly realizing that... No... He might Rapid Spin. I feel like now when I stayed in, like, he's not gonna make a super hard prediction, though. So... I feel like if I'm him, do I spin? No, if I'm him, I'm surfing here. We could go into Executor too, but I feel like Executor is so bad. Like, my team is so fucking terrible versus his team. We'll go into... Raikou. But this might very well be the first time. Yeah, I think that makes sense, because like he's not gonna be now the question is, do I think he's gonna switch? Yes. I think he's gonna switch, right? There's no way he stays in. Is he switching in a ground resist? Ground mon though. I'm gonna Roar. Am I? I feel like I've done a lot of predicting. I'll go Thunderbolt. I feel like I've done a lot of predicting here, so we'll make the obvious play in this situation, because, you know, I don't want to be over predicting a lot. Okay, he does go into Egg. That's a lot of damage. Wait, do we kill? He's probably clicking Stun Spore here. I said I wouldn't calc a lot of things. I'll calc this though, because I think it's I think it's 37. Yeah, it's not even close to killing. Is it valuable enough to get chip on this? If this thing explodes on Raikou, is there any way I can win? And would he explode? He's always clicking Stun Spore here, right? Do we just roar this thing out? Or do I call out the Stun Spore by swapping in this thing? It doesn't really achieve anything. I'd rather get chip on this thing. The issue is that it can also be clicking Giga Drain on my stuff. But if I'm here, if I'm him, do I explode here? That's the question. But yeah, like this endgame is gonna be so fucking difficult. We'll go for a Trust here. I think it covers all the options he wants to do. Yeah. And now the question is, he already has 2 toxic Mons. I think there's no way he's stun sporing me. I'll take the spin here. Because we have Ghost if a Gengar comes in. I'm gonna take the spin here because doesn't need me to predict a lot of stuff. Like if he comes in with Gengar or Mischievous, then obviously it gets blocked. All right, that's fine. We got rid of this. He is gonna be carrying Fire Blast though. The question is he assuming that I call it out or nah? Fire Blast doesn't do a lot to Executor. It will still hurt and he'll still have pursuit pressure. I don't think he would carry. If he's bringing this in on this, like he's going to have Fire Blast. It's going to be Fire Blast, Pursuit, Rock Slide, and some move. And we'll go Golem here. He didn't go for Pursuit. It's a Cursed Tyranitar. Okay, I'm pretty confident that I know the entire set now. He doesn't have a way to KO us in one hit, even with a Curse Up, unless he gets like a crit, which I don't think he even still kills. So as long as we don't full para here, we get to phase him out with Roar, which is nice. What else would he have here? Probably Alakazam, although then he would have 2 Psychic types. What would he have? Because he loves Alakazam, bro. Maybe Blissey? Maybe Umbreon or Evolution. A second Curse? Okay. Well, that's perfect for us. We get this thing out. And now, is he clicking Surf again? If I'm him, I'm definitely clicking Surf here. He might also just go for a Rapid Spin. Which actually, if I'm him, I'm definitely spinning here. So we'll go Fortress. Because he's obviously toxic. And Surf doesn't do that much. Oh, he did click Surf. And he got a crit. That is really unfortunate. Really unfortunate. That's a big crit. That's a really big crit. Oh, I don't think we'll live another one is the issue here. Do I sack this thing here? That crit is so devastating. I think I need this thing as a sack. He might actually run out of time now when I'm realizing. Okay, we actually need to play the clock here. I also have 30 seconds, but we need to start playing faster. Ice Beam, okay. And here, I am just clicking Thunderbolt. If he has, once again, if he's keeping up a ground resist here, we might win on timer. This might actually be a way for us to win on timer. Hopefully he noticed though. Okay, this thing comes in. It's so scary. I don't think it kills us with anything. We will just be clicking Thunderbolt again. Okay, he did notice time. His bottom passing. Alright. Going into T-Tar. And I don't think this thing is going to have Earthquake. Given his movesets. Ancient Power. Another crit. Oh, that sucks. Okay. Is this where we sack? No, we go Golem here. And he might have a flyer. We don't really have a time to... He does carry Earthquake. Okay. And we get full para. So the last move is probably Curse. We get full parrot again. I think I need to sack this thing. Alright, Curse. I think it's too early. Let's see for the Fire Blast. I'm assuming that he's gonna have it, but might as well check for the Fire Blast. If I'm him, I might be swapping here though. I'm glad he noticed the timer though. I'd rather not win with the timer, but obviously, like, I think that's why it's important to have it, because otherwise, like, these games could take years. If it's a moveset like this, there's no way. All right, the last one is Umbreon. Now the question is, how do we beat this thing? This thing is gonna click Toxic, right? Do I want this thing asleep? I think at this point, Pursuit is fine. I think he's staying in, and I think at this point, the issue is Cloyster can just fucking roll us. But I think at this point, we go for it. Yeah, okay, he tried to click Pursuit. And this is where we click Swordsy Hands. And the last one is Suicune. And the reason, and now we have the basically max amount of attack possible in the game. And if he one-shots us, he one-shots us. We didn't manage to put stuff to para them, unfortunately. But this is where we click Earthquake, Rain Dance, and he lives with 2 HP. I wonder if he checked the roll. But yeah, this is going to be the first time we actually get to a game 3. I do wonder if we could have won if we didn't get hacks as bad as we did. But it is a part of Pokemon. Oh, are you trying to? Okay, big para. There is still a win con here. If a full para's here, there's a win con. I was gonna say, like, if we didn't get hacks that bad game 2, like this game, like, would we have been able to win this? Like, maybe. But like I said, it's part of Pokemon, and we don't get the kill, and he doesn't full para. Yeah. So like I said, I'm pretty sure that we lost this game. Do I even reveal the Hidden Power Ghost? I don't think I do. I don't even know if Psychic kills here, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, that's a swap for him. Now the question is... No, we'll stay in. Because, like, Scizor is low, but I don't think that we can ever beat Umbreon is the issue with Executor. Because he cannot just PP stall us. Am I calling him out for... He's gonna wake up this turn, right? One more turn. Okay, he did wake up. That's fine. Now, are you switching out here? I think he's just clicking Pursuit again. Yep. And we miss. Okay. I think that is definitely GG. I'd rather not reveal Explosion. So, what did we learn from the first game? But that's gonna be GG. I'd rather not give him the intel. And we did say that we can swap leads. Now the question is, what do I swap as my lead? What did he have in the other team also? I completely forgot, I'm not gonna lie. I could go back and review the footage to see what he had, but we'll throw in Starmie as the lead and not worry about it too much. But I'm happy we finally got a... This was the team that I lost, yes. I'm happy that we finally got a best of 3. But yeah, that was definitely like... I don't know. It's hard to say. I want to say, like, if we didn't get hacks as bad, like, that was winnable for us, but maybe I could have also play better. What did he have in the first game? Like, I can't fucking remember. What was his team? The team was Fortress. Okay, yeah, we had. He thought that when we agreed that you get to swap leads. I mean, now it's annoying because he knows my lead. God, that's so annoying. Okay, well, he didn't change things, so that's fair. Okay, now here, we always Thunder Wave. Do I actually? Yeah, I would rather have this paralyzed. We always Thunder Wave. He's gonna go for spikes, and whoops. We're gonna be just clicking this because we can always spin this stuff away. If he's on Hidden Power Ghost, obviously it hurts a little bit, but I think we just spin again. Let me actually. What else did he have? He had Fortress. He had. What else? I saw a lot of stuff, didn't I? Skarmory? Right? Fortune and Skarmory are the only two that I remember. But yeah, so apparently he thought that you can like switch whichever team you play. But obviously, like the idea behind you like obviously having to switch teams is that if that wasn't the rule, you always just stack one of your team in like you go Ubers, you put 6 Ubers Mons in that team, and that's it. Because you just win, and then the other one happens, and then you just have the super stack team. So that's the idea behind the swapping. Now the question is, oh, he exploded. Okay, well, that's his spiker dead. So that's really good for us. I wonder if he has another spinner. Alright, I mean, I think I toxic this thing. Are we now gonna do the other side of this thing? If he's carrying a spin on this, then this is like really good for him. But if he doesn't have spin, then we're kind of chilling. This thing is really annoying for us, so I'm actually gonna stay in case he stays in. And this is where we reveal the Hidden Power Ghost. He might call out a swap to go for something. But if I'm him, like also this is now a notion for me to start tracking like what Jeexx has as his teams. Okay, he is carrying Rapid Spin, but that's fine. That would have been. That's such a huge para. That chip would have been so important for us. Okay, we go for spikes here. No full para. Oh, thank God. Okay. Well, we're getting KO'd here. The question is he gonna? There's no way he goes for the KO or like rapid spins first, right? If he spins here, what's the punish for me on that? Because the issue is I don't want to speed tie with him, but this thing is such a huge problem for my team. I could go for this. I don't think he spins here. Does he spin here though? If I'm him, I take the KO every time, right? Yeah, I take the KO every time. I'm gonna go here. If he spins here, that's such an impressive play. I mean, actually, he doesn't know I have Hidden Power Ghost because I got Full Parrot, but he did see me stay in. So he might, I mean, if he thinks I'm gonna explode, like he's also wanting to KO. If he thinks I'm gonna explode, he wants to KO. If I predict the rapid spin, then spikes is a good play for me. I think this is the safer play. Because 2 out of 3, if I'm him, I'm basically thinking now, if I'm him, 2 out of 3 situations, like I want to be click and surf. So yeah, the punish for him is rapid spin here. Okay, yeah. Another crit, god damn it. Okay. Well, the poison is starting to tick here. Now the question is, do we call out a switch with sleep powder? Because if we sleep, whatever is coming in, like, that might be huge. We could also double back. I don't... rapid spin is a relatively safe play for him, though, which is the issue. But what's the punish there? If he's switching into something to take grass, then... I fucking wish I remember what he had here. He could go... Did this team have Tyranitar? I think this team had Tyranitar. No, this team didn't have Tyranitar. Fuck, bro, what did this team have? Why did I fight with my other team, man? I only remember Skarmory. This thing. Do I click Giga Drain? He's not staying in, right? No, there's no way. I don't think he's staying in. But what am I calling? Fuck it. Oh, he's huge brain. Okay. That is such a ballsy play to be making. Now, is the... is he calling out another... How much poison did poison do here? Is he calling out... He thinks that I'm not going to do it again. If he's Thunder Waving, he doesn't have HP out. I'm staying in Sleep Powdering again. Fuck it. I feel like I'm playing so bad. Okay. Good play on my part. Good play on my part. Now here, do we go into Marowak already? This thing can revenge kill us, which is kind of the issue. I think I'd rather just go into Raikou. Because yeah, like, Sleep Talk? Okay, he doesn't have Sleep Talk. And am I calling him out for switching here? Right on. This team did have right on. And I think we roar here. Right? If he goes into right on, like, we could get Chip with HP Ice. Actually, yeah. I think this is better. He goes into his own Raikou. Okay, I really wish I roared. Now, he might Rain Dance here. He had Rain Dance, and Crunch, and another crit. Holy fuck, dude. He's getting a lot of hacks here. Okay, that's a good one for us. Okay, and the last one is right on. Now, we do remember. I don't... If he switches here, do I give a shit? And would I rather just Thunderbolt and then HP Ice the right on? I really need my Raikou alive, though, which is the issue here. Am I calling him out for switching? I don't think so. It's just... He has such good matchup into Marowak with both of his teams, which is unfortunate. I'll Thunderbolt. Okay. A lot of damage. And now the question is, do we call out the switch here? Because Thunderbolt kills. Does he let me pick up the KO on this Mon? I think no. But at the same time, if he brings in right on, I have a safe switch into this thing. I'd rather not risk it. Okay, he goes into Raikou again. And this is where he's gonna set up a Rain Dance, right? I'm pretty sure he has Crunch. We know what he has. He has Crunch, Rain Dance, Thunder, and... Did he reveal his last move? I'm so sad that I've been so lazy. God, this team has such bad matchup for our team. He could go Skarm here, but we have Roar for the Skarm, so I'm not too worried about it. I'd rather still click Earthquake every time. Would I? If I call out a Skarm and go into Marowak and set up a Ring Dance, Source Dance, The issue is that everything is still so much faster. Like, we didn't get Thunder Wave on, like, anything relevant is the issue. Like, everything is so much faster than us here. I might actually sack Fortress here. Genuinely. I think Fortress might be the sack. The issue is that he also gets Rain Dance up if I do that. I'm going Fortress. It might be a misplay, but I would like to get Toxic on Vaporeon or this thing. Okay, that's fine. The issue here is that I think we're dead. Actually, no, we're not dead in one turn. Yeah, I want Toxic on this thing. There's no way Surf kills. I'm not going to bother calcing it, but I'm going to be honest, I did not expect that to kill. Alright, now here's the issue. We need Executor healthy for the end game. Like, we really need Executor healthy for the end game. And I need Raikou for Skarmory, or I can't beat it. So these two are our end game win con. The issue here is that I don't think I live a Surf. I don't know how much I have, honestly. I do live a Surf, and Earthquake kills. Fuck it. Our end game here, like, we need these two Mons to beat him after this thing and Starmie are gone. If I'm him, I just stay in and click Surf here. Because I don't think he gains anything from going to Skarm here. Rain Dance. To come back with Starmie and kill us. We're taking so much chip on this if we go for it. But we are healthy on Marowak. Like, Marowak also can beat decent things. I need Starmie gone. Actually, yeah. Starmie's gone. We can win with Marowak. Yeah, we go Executor here. I know he has Ice Beam. Yeah, okay. I don't think that's a worth trade for our call out for him anyway. Unfortunately, I think this game might come down to a speed tie here. Because here, like, he's just going to click Ice Beam and kill us. Or not. Does he double back? If he doubles back into Starmie here, he's huge brain. But he doesn't have time, so I don't think... Oh, he does! That's such a good play. Alright. But the poison here... Now, the question here is, does he call out or switch? Do I need this thing for anything? This thing can... wall out Raikou. But this thing also can. I'd rather sack this thing to poison. Just in case he goes for Ice Beam. Ice Beam doesn't kill here in one shot. That's fine. Rain is going to be gone now. And he's going to... do I risk a... speed tie? I'm not risking the whole game on a speed tie. We go here. I don't think I need this as bad because I'm pretty sure Marowak can beat a lot of the stuff. He's going to go for Skarm here. I'm not going to... Okay, last thing, he spins away. He always goes Skarm here. Skarm's only had one sleep turn, though, which is the thing. Don't run out of time, Jeexx. Bro, this is such a sick fucking set. I'm happy we... Raikou. I know he has ice moves. Do I need this thing, or would I rather sack this? Is this more valuable to me than Marowak? I don't think so. I think I'd rather sack this thing. Yeah. That is... I'm going to calculate afterward. That might be a game-losing crit. I need this thing gone. I don't think I SD here. I don't think I just go Earthquake. If he goes into Skarm, that's fine by me. He did have Ice Moves, right? I want to calc that afterwards. Remind me to calc that crit on Executor. It might literally come up as a game-winning thing. Okay. Now, all I need is chip on this, and I should be good. So I'm always clicking Earthquake. He's going to be slower than us, which is huge. I think we still win this. I still think we win this. Huge. Yeah. Oh, and we don't even die. I mean, him switching here doesn't matter. I think... I don't agree with that. This thing is faster than us, so we'll go for the chip with Rock Slide. Because the chip is all that matters here. Because Raikou has HP Ice. Oh, I almost want him to just wake up and Chaos. Please, just Chaos. Or I hit. Okay. I think that's going to be Wraps. I don't remember how much it did. I think it was around like 60 to 70%. He gets leftovers here. Oh, he doesn't even get leftovers. Switching here doesn't do anything. He gets extra lefties, but yeah, I don't... If I'm him, I'm not switching. I'm just staying in. I think it's GG's. I think it's GG's. Remind me, Raikou... No, what was the crit I wanted to go? Oh yeah, it was Raikou. I think that's it. I'm pretty sure we just kill it with HPIs. It's all coming down to the HPIs, bro. The leftovers recovery kills me. Yes! Okay, what did I want? I don't remember what I wanted to calc. It was Executor. Was it Executor or Raikou with Crunch? Or am I thinking of something else? It might have been this. Yeah, okay, it was... The crit definitely mattered. Holy shit.
Hell yeah.
That was a set. I had to go calc. I had to go calc the executor. You like crunch creating my executor, and it did matter. And I was like, if I lose to that, I'm gonna be so upset.
I mean, I think you already deserve to be upset because you got hit with the double back-to-back Paris.
Right? Yeah, game 2 was like really hacks driven, but I did say it like in this game that like I'm happy we got that because we got by far the sickest set thus far, and also like the team matchup was really bad in that. So there was a chance like I bring it back if like the hacks aren't that crazy, but like still the team matchup is bad, and like both of these teams ended up being like the team matchup for like my team obviously being around Marowak. The team matchup for both of your teams ended up being fucking horrible for Marowak. Oh yeah, let me put up the stream.
Yeah, because I had 2 water types on this one, and what did I have another one? I had 2 water types and a grass type in that one. Yeah. Like, it was really unfortunate for Marowak.
So the thing you said, remember when I said that like my 2 are basically just highlighting things about Gen 2 that are interesting, and one thing that's interesting that I said like worked normally in Gen 1 but doesn't work in Gen 2 is if you go over the like attack cap and stuff like that, like stat caps, instead of like in Gen 1 it just caps you at the max possible cap.
It rolls over.
In Gen 2 it literally rolls over. So if you're running Marowak with 15 attack IVs, or DVs, sorry, and Thick Club, after Swords Dance, you're gonna have, I think, 13 attack, which means that you literally, like, you're always dealing 1 damage. So you need, in order to run Marowak, you need to run 13 attack DVs in order for after Swords Dance it to be exactly the maximum amount of attack that you can achieve in a game. Which I think is so fucking cool. So I was like, I mean, I like Marowak. This is the one format where he's like ever even somewhat relevant. So I was like, I need to do this. But the issue was that in like kind of both games, like I kind of gave up my Starmie early. And the issue obviously with Marowak is he's super slow. So Starmie's there to spread T waves. But in kind of like both games with this team, like I kind of lost Starmie early, and that was the issue.
Did you not expect the hidden power bug, or?
Oh yeah, and I saw the hidden power bug with the Scizor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. I knew like that was what it was gonna be in that game. Like I was willingly like second Starmie because I didn't like really have good switchings. My team is terrible into Scizor because I have a Starmie that gets hit by for super effective. I have an Executor that gets hit by Quad, super effective. And then like a lot of my stuff doesn't really have a good way to deal with it. And the best thing that I have to deal with it being Fortress, it can toxic it. So it's going to be with lefties, it's still going to be such an annoying matchup, and at that point I'm risking like letting you set up a couple search stands for free and possibly just immediately losing to a crit. So it was basically just like I just gave it away, not give it away, but like rather just had to sack it because I didn't really have good switch-ins, and I'd rather like switch something in safely. But the set was what, Sword Stands, Baton Pass, Bug, and Steel Wing, right?
And still,
Yeah, I figured. I mean, there isn't that much that you can do with like Scissor's set in one.
So the actual intent behind this was essentially like I have Caesar here as a way of like pressuring pretty much as I click, like I swap it into whatever you're doing because it can take pretty much any hits in this format. It can take ground hits. It can take most special attacks as well. The only thing that it can't take is fire hits, which is like.
And you avoided the fucking Tyranitar Fire Blast matchup. Oh yeah, the two mons that you didn't see in my other team were Tyranitar and Skarmory.
Oh, bless.
But yeah.
Fucking saves.
Oh yeah, like when you were like you were allowed to swap. So the idea between like why you have to win with both teams is because like it's not as relevant in the other tiers, but if you think of something like Ubers, then you would never have a point to like run a balanced team. You always stack all your Ubers in one team, and then you just put a bunch of garbage in the other one and just win twice with the Ubers team. And that's kind of the idea, to promote like balanced team building, which I think is cooler. So that's the idea behind like how this is. Also, I'm not gonna lie, I think like for the very first game we had, literally the like thing just got me going was being able to specifically steal Skarm's lefties with Gengar. Because like
I was not expecting that at all.
From Skarm is so sick. So the initial idea I had was literally to have like 2 or 3 thiefers, because obviously like leftovers is basically for the most part it's the only worthwhile item that's relevant. So instead you going in with 3 empty item slots and coming out with now your opponent has 3 mons that don't have leftovers in a format where you basically rely on lefties, was like kind of the idea there. But like it ended up being really hard to like sort of slot everything in that I wanted. So, but I still wanted to highlight this just because of that fact. Like Thief is actually really cool. So I was just like, I'm just gonna throw in Gengar to have a Thief user in there to highlight that strategy. But apart from that, like I couldn't really fit the other Thiefers in to be able to still like do other stuff as well. So that was the idea.
I mean, I think that's a really cool idea. That's like, I think in the lower tiers, that's gonna be a banger idea.
Yeah, Thief is really cool, and it's like it's not really. I mean, obviously later I want to say Gen 4. I think it's Gen 4 when we get knockoff. It's kind of like becomes redundant because just give your mon the item, and if you want to remove your opponent's item, then just knock them off. That's about it. But apart from like before that, like Thief is actually like relatively neat, and
it's also a dark move.
Yep,
which is kind of a big deal. There's not that many. There's like 3, right? 4 actually, because Blight.
Yeah. Oh, bro, I swear your Raikou felt like it was playing in Gen 1 with how many crits you got.
Yeah,
I think Raikou got like 4 crits total, which is kind of crazy.
I think so, yeah. It was crunch crits, right?
Literally all of them were like crunch crits.
Which is crazy because I had Magnet, and hitting any Thunderbolt or Thunders with crits would have been nice.
Gets 4 crits, I think and still asks for more.
No, I think I would have preferred to get the crits on the Thunder moves, but at the same time, I don't think I clicked any of them. I think I only clicked Crunch.
You click Thunder on the Snorlax, but in this game, like I don't think you click another move apart from Crunch, Yeah,
there's no reason to, because you had 2 ground types, and you could just be like, yeah, okay, these 2 can tank the Crunch, so why not?
Yeah,
that's what you were doing essentially with Golem. So, and also the only threat, like you could also switch into Executor, like to just tank the Thunderbolt or the Thunder. So it's just better to click Crunch because
Yep.
Crunch deals with the Executor as well.
I do agree.
So it was a
Also, this like finally going to best like game 3 made me realize I definitely in the future need to from the first game like immediately be noting that like, oh yeah, what is he actually? What monster does he actually have? Because going into the third game, I was like, I remember Fortress and I remember Storm, and apart from that, I don't remember fucking anything. And only like when it was like down to like there was only one mon that you hadn't revealed, I was like, oh yeah, that's right on. I have to remember that.
Yeah.
But the 3 other ones, I was like, I do not fucking remember anything out of this
So
team.
the right on this team is mostly here just because of I have 3 water, 3 monster are weak to electric.
Yeah.
So I just feel like
Makes
I need
sense.
a ground type 100%. Even if it's like, and I made it like one that can hit pretty much anything. Rock Slide, EQ, Ice Beam, Flamethrower.
Yeah.
So
But
I
it's
felt like,
just
oh, that's pretty
full
good stuff.
coverage. Gotcha.
Yeah. And I also wanted to be certain that the coverage is guaranteed, so I don't like have Fire Blast and shit. Right?
Yeah.
Fuck that. Yeah.
But
Overall,
I
this was
mean,
pretty good.
I think we started Gen 2 off in like basically the best way possible because like this was a banger set.
I like that.
It was also funny like when by the time I had seen 2 mons in your second team, the Scizor team, which was Cloyster and Scizor, I was like, wait, are these like Ichigo's theme lyrics? And
Yeah.
I was like, it ended up being that, so that was pretty sick.
Like,
Mine was just
the team was formatted in the sense of like, if I happened to go through them one by one, it would have been like, now you feel like number 1.
yeah, then
That would have been
finally.
sick.
Gotcha.
Because I wanted to make like something about Caesar being my favorite Pokemon of all time, right? I wanted to
Yeah.
have something, and I was like, number 1, just name it number 1, and then I tried to think, we are number 1. No, that doesn't sound good. But then like, and now you feel like number 1 sounds way better.
It is. It's pretty cool, also, like for that sort of like storyline, like being like both of us came into this with like one of our teams just having like one of our favorite mons. For you, it was Caesar, who is like not very good in Gen 2, but in this instance, like ended up actually being really damn good. And for me,
Yeah.
it was like Marowak, who in general is actually pretty okay in the tier, but then like just happened to like he happened to have like bad matchup. So like it was sort of like both of us having the like highlight mon and it almost being flipped like in terms of like the expected performance. And this that was
Getting
also
checked
dope.
by the limited format, isn't?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, not limited, but like the limited experience of people playing. Because I just built my team like water types, rain dance, Raikou. I'm gonna click thunder.
Oh yeah, how many did you? Because like your second, the Caesar team at least, like it had a lot of like Gen 2 mons. Like how many Gen 2 mons did those teams have?
I'm running 3 on the first team and 4 on the second. So 7
Gotcha.
total.
Because for me, like it was a lot less. Because for the first team, like it's only Titar and Skarmory, and for the second one, it's what Raikou and Fortress. So I'm just scraping by here. You're actually here, like actually highlighting the new stuff.
I didn't really get to do that though, right? Because like for the most part on the second team, the thing putting in work was Cloyster and Executor. And then I threw out T-Tar at one point. I was like, okay, sure. And then obviously Caesar got a kill. So Umbreon didn't do much, but Umbreon was also kind of threatening the Executor at one point.
Yeah, for sure. It was basically. I also realized really quickly that I was contemplating for so long like whether to throw in Giga Drain or HP Grass, and I was like, I mean, Giga Drain is 10 less base power, but you get the healing from it, so I think it's ultimately worth it. Going forward, I will absolutely not be doing that because check the PP of Giga Drain.
Because
I was literally like, the reason why I forfeited the first game was I was like, oh yeah, this is checkmate because the Umbreon is like, I can barely be probably the Umbreon 1v1, but that like I'm gonna be out of Giga Drain PP, and I literally can't do anything afterwards.
Yeah.
8 PP is crazy. I literally didn't notice that, so yeah, I definitely should have gone for hidden power grass in that situation. Like at that
And
point,
also,
like where the end game went, like it wouldn't matter. But yeah,
the extra points from that, like damage points from that, would have mattered because you would have killed my Umbreon faster with HP
I mean yeah, but
than
it's
you
still
would have. Because like it, it was like it was pretty even, wasn't it? It was like 22 to 24 from Pursuit versus Giga Drain.
yeah, but obviously like Giga Drain is still like giving me some life, so it's like in terms of like how much life we're exchanging, like it's still like about the same, but it would have meant that you got less leftover turns and also that I had PP going into whatever your next mon still was. But it was still like she was still there that I don't think there was anything because like Executor could do a lot of work in that game otherwise, but the issue was still there that it like doesn't deal with Scizor, that it's paralyzed, so I just get explode to hit a power bug.
Yeah. I don't think you didn't have spike set up anymore, did you? Did I use rapid spin?
Yeah, the last thing you did to like on I don't remember which one it was, but like something. Oh yeah, it was Starmie going to die to poison. The last thing you did then was spin.
Oh no,
there.
but that was the last game, not that one.
Oh then
that Stormy isn't on the same team.
Oh yeah, then you also had then like actually yeah, Cloyster was also poisoned. Yeah, never mind. It actually happened I think with that as well. But yeah, like in the very last game, like definitely one of your mons with rapid spin, like the last thing they did before dying to poison was rapid spin away the spikes.
Yeah, I deemed that like I'm not gonna kill it here. I'm not gonna chunk it enough for it to be relevant. I'm gonna rapid spin now, and I'm gonna make sure that anything that I swap into after this doesn't take 12 damage.
Yeah.
Now the question is, should I have done that earlier? Because every single time I was on Starmie, I was in a position to actually like threaten you. You would you needed to do things to like either swap Pokemon away, like swap from being Golem or Marowak or whatever, or you were sitting on Executor and you were in kill range at one point. I'm pretty sure. I might be mistaken on that. But like you needed to react to the thing that I was doing, and me clicking rapid spin just meant that I was giving up momentum. So I'm not sure if I should have clicked rapid spin before then.
Yeah.
Kind of feel like I should have.
But I like that play. I had like 2 different mons in my second team had explosion. I don't think I exploded once. I was initially gonna go for like triple explosion, but the reason why I ended up like not giving explosion to Fortress was mostly like I don't want to explode because like keeping Fortress alive like either gives me sack or I can then like use him as a spinner and to set of spikes like later on. So like Executor and Golem end up being the only explosion users. Mostly that was like once again in the idea like okay I put stuff to I pair stuff with Thunder Wave with Starmie. I chip away on things and then like I can pick up some like surprise chaos and go for one for ones with stuff like Golem and Executor on like unfavorable matchups for Marowak, and then Marowak can come in with hopefully a lot of your team paralyzed and then sweep from there after SD. But obviously that didn't end up panning out.
Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, running Golem instead of Rhydon is definitely the play. Because you can put explosion on it and you can just kill something with it. The roar, by the way.
Yeah.
That was fucked.
The thing was also like here, like, because like already Marowak is like super slow. Like a Golem actually being slightly faster and having access to explosion instead of running Rhydon was what I ultimately like deemed to be like the like worth it to run it over. But mostly it was just the does Rhydon have access to roar?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna double check. I think if I built this team again, I would definitely run Golem over Rhydon though, because I think having a second boomer in this team to check like threats like Raikou, for example. I mean, I'm checking Raikou with Golem anyway, right? I'm gonna be queuing on that bastard, but the explosion can then deal with stuff like Not anything that you really have, but like Starmie, obviously. Starmie is a really good one to explode on, I think, because that thing is so fucking fast, and it's just super frail.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You can just
have
type
axe
it
to
out.
roar. Well,
Raw.
oh
Okay,
yeah,
yeah,
true.
I
You can
guess.
just
Gotcha. Oh, yeah, also,
Yeah.
obviously, stuff is delayed. I'm going according to a stream, but obviously there's the 5-second delay, so never mind.
Sorry. Yeah.
It's all... I just now saw, like, I just now glanced at chat and only said, like, oh, did you switch to a BO3? Which is really funny that this was just the first time that it just happened.
Oh yeah, I didn't. Sorry, Oni, I didn't mention that.
That's
Oh
very
no.
funny.
Sorry, I haven't like really been reading chat at all. So.
Oh, gee. But yeah, like, I don't really have much else to say here other than, like, I'm happy to be in Gen 2, and, bro, my heart was racing at some points there. That was a good ass set.
That was good.
I'm looking forward
was
to seeing what we can cook up in the future. Hmm?
Oh yeah. I was like so close to being like, am I gonna get sword stance off into baton pass for T-Tar and then curse twice?
Massive.
And then you roared me because I was like, fuck, I forgot this thing has.
Yeah. Phasing moves are pretty good.
I was one actually
Hmm?
as well because I felt like, oh, whirlwind now is really good. Like I should just be running whirlwind now because I got an option to do it, so I put it on this. I think the set for Skarmory could have done a little bit more. I think pursuit over like rest or something isn't that worth it.
Yeah. I had T-Tar as my pursuit trapper in the first team. My Skarmory set was just a super tanky, like, Whirlwind Drill Pack Curse Rest set, which is basically just like, oh, it's an unfavorable matchup, just Whirlwind stuff away. Oh, it's a favorable matchup, I'm just cursing in on this thing. So it was I had a super tanky set that way.
I was like thinking, oh, I'm gonna swap this into a thing that is weak against it, and I'm gonna click pursuit.
Mm-hmm.
Like assuming that thing is weak to pursuit, I'm gonna be clicking pursuit.
That's fair.
Which like I'm swapping it into Gengar, I'm swapping it into Alakazam or any psychic type really Starmie. I'm gonna click pursuit. Obviously, I think Starmie can learn electric moves, right?
I think it gets
Thunderbolt.
yeah.
And Thunder. Ooh.
And, you know, we are in Gen 2, so everybody has access to hidden power, so.
Yeah. That's what I was looking at too. But, like, people don't run electric on it, apparently.
Oh, gotcha.
But, yeah.
But, yeah, I think that's going to do it for us for Generation 2. Usually I say, hopefully you enjoyed. I'm sure you enjoyed. If you didn't enjoy that, then you're probably in the wrong place and you don't like Pokemon, so I still appreciate you checking out the video and somehow making it this far. But yeah, like, I think that was a super sick set. I don't expect us to get to a nail biter that is literally like one move off from going one way or another in a little bit now, but I'm just happy that we managed to open Gen 2 up with a bang. So that'll say I'm happy to be in Generation 2, and I'm looking forward to the next time when we're doing Generation 2 UU. And it's gonna be also like interesting, like going down, because obviously, like at some point, if you want spikers, you need to look at like lower tiers, and then at some point, it's like, all right, is it worth for me to actually run this mon just to have access to spikes and stuff like that? I feel like it's gonna be really interesting to see how that stuff changes as we go along. But
I do agree. I'm very curious to see how this goes.
Yeah, but anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Play my theme song, editor.
I'm the editor. Well, if the editor does that, then awesome. But given that the editor is going to be working on this in about a week's time, chances of him forgetting about it are very high. But regardless, thank you so very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we will see you next week for the Generation 2 UU. See you then. Have a great rest of your week, and peace.